Hi guys, this is a response to a video that's been uploaded by conmagic. Now, if you've not had a look at conmagic's page, then I suggest you do so, because he really does have some great vintage magic clips on there, particularly of card magicians doing some incredible things with playing cards. The username is conmagic, that's C-O-N-M-A-G-I-C. Go and check it out. I particularly like the JOC clip that he's got on there in black and white. However, this particular video concerns the John Scarne clip, recorded I would think mid-1970s on American TV, and on there John does a card to wallet followed by a poker deal and then his legendary ace cutting routine. Now, there have been a couple of YouTube magicians who've either messaged me or put comments on the actual YouTube John Scarne video asking, is it actually possible to do the routine the way John Scarne does it? And I can assure you that it is. And what I would like to do now is actually do the Scarne ace cutting routine for you exactly as he does it in the video to demonstrate that it is possible. Now, don't get excited guys, because this isn't an expose. I have no intentions of explaining how the routine is done, but once I've done it for you to show that it can be done, I'll then give you a source for it, so if you want to go away and learn it, you can do. Before we get into that, it's probably worth just making mention of the video itself. You've got to bear in mind that at the time that Scarne did that, mid-70s I would guess, getting hold of magical secrets was very, very hard indeed. There were no videotapes, there were no DVDs, and there weren't actually that many magic books around either. And the only way to get hold of an underground routine such as the one that Scarne does in the video would be literally to find Scarne yourself and persuade him to give you the secret, usually by giving him a lot of dosh, I would think. So you have to bear in mind how these kind of routines would have been viewed back in the 50s, 60s and 70s. They really were viewed as miracles, and they need to be viewed, I think, in that context when you look at them these days, as it were, because as I say, the Scarne routine is by no means a difficult routine to do, but it is bloody effective. Okay guys, here we go. Now, at the end of the poker deal, Scarne has the four aces actually out on the mat in front of him. He gathers up the remaining poker hands and the balance of the deck, and he actually hands it out to his spectator for shuffling. Now, the guy that's interviewing him is doing the shuffling and acting as the spectator here. So the spectator actually takes the deck and he gives it a single tabled riffle shuffle, like so. He then picks up the deck and he gives it an overhand shuffle as well. He then hands the deck back to Scarne, and as he does that he says, "I'll shuffle them again for you if you want," and Scarne says, "No, it's okay, that'll be fine." Scarne then picks up the four aces, places them on top of the deck and cuts them in to the centre. He then tables the deck and gives the deck two tabled riffle shuffles. There's one and there's two. He then asks the spectator to cut the cards again, which the spectator duly does. Now, at this point, Scarne could have, if he wanted to, picked up the deck and actually shown the edges to the spectator to show that there were no bent corners and there was nothing sticking either in or out of the sides of the deck. He then tables it and says, "Okay, for the first one I need to cut about 16 cards." He then brings his hands over the deck, does a dead cut and cuts to the ace of clubs. The deck is then reassembled and the spectator is allowed to cut the cards wherever they wish. Okay. Now, before he produces the second ace, Scarne actually names it. He says, "Okay, we'll go for the ace of diamonds next." So again, he brings his hand over the deck, he makes the dead cut and he finds the ace of diamonds. Again, the deck is placed back together and the spectator is allowed to cut once more. Now, before Scarne finds the next ace, he says there are two left. There's the ace of hearts and the ace of spades, and I might be a card out with this next cut. And he then does this business. He sort of like pretends to look and miss, and he picks the cards up and he gives them a bang and he puts them down again. I think that's all part of his show. I think he's just trying to make the trick look a little bit harder than it actually is. Another reason why he does that could be to do with the lights in the studio. I know from my own performing situations that hot lights can play havoc with the deck of cards in the same way that high humidity can. So whatever his reasons are, he has a play around and he then comes over and he says, "Okay, ace of hearts," and he dead cuts to the ace of hearts. The deck is then reassembled. Scarne then does some fancy cuts on the table before finally producing the final ace from the bottom of the deck. Okay, So there you go, that is the Scarne Ace routine exactly as it's done in that video. It's not difficult to do, but it is mind-blowing for spectators, as you could see from the reaction that Scarne got when you did it. And now I'll give you the credits for it. Just hold on a sec. So there you go, the Scarne Ace routine done with a regular deck of cards. It is impromptu, you can do it whenever you want to do it. I might not have done it as eloquently as John, but I'm 99% sure that that is the handling that he used when he did that ace cutting routine. Now if you're looking for a reference for it, you can find it on this DVD. This is the Sal Piasanti Expert Card Magic Lecture Notes Volume 1, and on here there is a trick called Sal's Ace Cutting Routine. It's not identical to the John Scarne routine, but I reckon that if you were to learn this particular routine, it wouldn't take you long to be able to figure out how to do John Scarne's original version. There you are. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you want to discuss John Scarne or any aspect of card magic, then please feel free to send me a message. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you found this video informative. Bye bye.